Greetings and welcome to CoSM's Vernal Equinox Celestial Ceremony. I'm Alexis Spatty, coming to you live from the Great Hall of Entheon, Sanctuary of Visionary Art. How you guys doing tonight? You doing well? Nice. So I like to hear. Tonight we gather in celebration of balance and the return of spring. It's a natural reset point, a chance to come back into alignment and maybe gently notice what's ready to grow and what's been clinging on a little too long. And being here in the Great Hall of Entheon feels so right. This space has a way of holding both the profound and the playful at the same time. You can have a full existential realization and then immediately be like, whoa, that painting is really cool. Both are welcome. Both are part of it. Balance with a capital B. Whether you're here in the room with us or tuning in from afar, we're so grateful to have you here with us in this shared field of intention. To open our gathering tonight, it is a true honor to welcome the artists whose vision gave rise to this space and continues to guide this community. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the founders of CoSM, Alex Gray and Allyson Gray.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We're so honored to be celebrating this incredible vernal equinox with you all. And, you know, there are people throughout the house and there are people downstairs that are watching this on a screen. And there are also people out there in the world that are watching it broadcast. And so I just wanted to say, everybody turn around and say hello to the people in the world. All around CoSM and world. Hello, we're here with you. So yes, so anyway, it's so great to be with you. And I know some of you came from far and wide. Who came from very far? Anybody? Just shout it out. LA, okay, all the way. We got all the way across the country. Anybody else? What? Switzerland. Ooh, we're talking Central Europe over there. What else? British Columbia. Canada. All over. Pittsburgh, that's a drive.
All right.
Across Pennsylvania, I've done that.
It's international and
Well, anyway.
interstate.
Exactly. So anyway, we're so glad that you did come here. And we're going to, we're going to talk a little bit about the vernal equinox. But what we want to do first is we have a poem that we want to read.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a prayer.
It's a prayer. It's a prayer. Yeah.
Something, good to start a ceremony with.
This one's
And
mine.
so,
Here, you take that one.
okay. All right. So this is a springtime prayer. Great Spirit of the cosmos, thank you for the magnificence of creation. Hallelujah. Thank you for the blessed opportunity to experience life and consciousness on planet Earth. Divine intelligence, lead us from unreality to ultimate reality, from the darkness of ignorance to the light of truth. Lead us from the fear of death to knowledge of immortality. Open the hearts of all people with compassion for all beings.
Today, on spring equinox, we experience an equal period of day and night, a balance point between dark and light. Soon the sun will be lighting our days a bit longer. Let us imagine and connect with the springtime energy moving through the plant and animal worlds. We are at the season of rebirth. Tiny shoots of green are sprouting throughout the woods.
Imagine the visionary seed of your own soul purpose planted in your heart. Allow your entire being, body and soul, to be activated with the greening power of the nature field, to be revitalized by the holy sap from the tree of life that empowers all creation.
Abiding in peace and balance at the center of our soul, we see and feel the great spirit of creation and love, connected mysteriously with the soul of all beings. Thank you, Divine Intelligence, for calling us each to life and into relationship with community. A heart of balance and kindness is a sacred mirror, allowing us to see the spirit within and reflected all around us. Please bless and protect all beings on planet Earth. Thank you, Great Spirit. Amen. Yashikoa.
Thank you,
Tahoe.
everyone.
Okay. Well, we have a bit to say about the vernal equinox, don't we, Alex?
Oh yeah, it's it's a time of rebirth. So it classically because the sun is coming now toward more. It's going to get warmer. Days are going to get longer. It's the triumph of the sun run. Toward the summer solstice. But now it's just like kind of still cold, and we're just getting the tiny little shoots out. So, but it's just such a perfect time, to renew our own energy, like if we walk in the woods or whatever, and just like start to look for the little buds and the little flowers and things, that are showing up. And they're here. They're here to spark something in us and to hold us, I think, in an energy field that is still somewhere we can re-center, some place that we can sustain this soul that always is seeking to renew itself,
I think that the crocuses are a hopeful sign. When you see the crocuses, you know that spring is coming. It's usually they come up through the snow, like this picture shows. And we saw them this year, but they came and went so quickly, But they do come to, remind us that spring is ahead. And even though it's still very cold out.
So I'm going to give it a burst ahead. Now, I do like to, give some orienting generalities, to reality. So this is the scientific myth of today that we believe in, and it's like, okay, 14 billion years ago, nada of any description of nothing. And 14 billion years later, here we are.
If you believe that there was nothing before 14 billion years ago, how many people think there might have been something? I do. I don't know.
Oh, you're the something.
There can't be nothing. There's got to be something. It was all falling into a black hole, and then it all condensed, and then before you know it,
well,
I don't know. It just doesn't sound like. But we all make it up.
They say that like it took like 500 million years before light could even exist, in the universe, because everything was just like chaos, expansion.
Well, it still is. Look at that. But it's a kind of an orderly chaos, isn't it? That's why chaos and order are like, they're just a flip of the coin from each other. But this looks like orderly chaos.
Yeah, billions and billions of stars, and just a galaxy, and there's billions and billions of galaxies. So it feels kind of infinite. And we're around one of these amazing fireballs.
All right, let's see this.
A star.
Fireball, look at that.
That's an awesome thing. I mean, good gods. We're all in the orbit around the fireball.
Doesn't
And
it look like the fire is coming from within also? It's like almost like the yellow looks like windows into
How
through
could
the
it-
crust, you know,
Yeah.
of the sun, and then there's the real fire is underneath there, but of course.
somehow I don't
go
think
very
it's
close to
like
that.
ice inside. No. It's,
Just burn off too quickly.
yeah. Well, I love the surface of the sun, and they've been taking some awesome close-ups of the sun's surface. Isn't that interesting? It looks like a fur ball, you know? But it's got plumes of plasma.
Now, why do they have
leaping
that
off of
block
it.
that comes off from the side like that, Alex? What is that all about?
The
Is-
plume?
Well, no,
What-
not plume. There's like a wall, like a shaped wall. Everybody see it's on the left-hand side. It's white
Oh.
and beige.
Oh, yeah.
What is
well,
that?
it's a constant swirl. It's not anything permanent. That is just a still of a swirling mass
see.
of magnetic
From a certain distance, it looks
plasmic-
white, and then from a certain distance, it looks very red.
No, it's true.
It's amazing.
It's beautiful shot. Thanks, NASA. And so, yeah, in general, it's like this. We're all in this kind of like, it looks like it's going out the rings of a top hat around the sun. So here's our glorious planet. Oh my God,
Beautiful blue marble.
how lucky are we?
So here's what we want to say about it. A solar equinox is when the sun crosses the Earth's equator, appearing directly above the equator, not north or south of the equator, rising due east and setting due west. This occurs twice each year around March 20th and, well, 20th, 21st, and September 23rd. In this moment, the Earth's rotation axis is directly perpendicular to the sun's Earth, to the sun-Earth line, tilting neither toward, go back.
Oh, sorry.
Neither toward nor away from the sun. So wait. Okay, everybody got that? All right.
We're in the plane.
We're changing planes.
Yeah.
We're tipping the other direction.
But here we're not.
The plane of the ecliptic.
Ecliptic.
See, that's the plane of the ecliptic right there. You know, it's a line, but it's actually just the edge of an infinite plane. Everybody learned that in geometry? I just loved that. That was my favorite thing.
We have seasons because we got tipsy at some point, you know. Now, some people think that it was the moon that hit us, you know, or a meteorite that hit the early Earth and it pounded what is now the moon off as a chunk, and that's why we're, you know, like, you know. But on the other hand, we wouldn't have the seasons without that, and so it was like fortuitous. And so lining it up, though, is something that was observed, you know, for millennia by many ancient cultures. And so, yeah, Stonehenge, there's various places that the, you know, sunrise and sunsets at the equinox and solstices
A lot of calendars
line up.
have been created
Yeah.
all over the world with pyramids and other structures like that. And this is, you know, Stonehenge is among our most, you know, like the one we know very, very well. And this is where the sun comes in and hits the headstone of the altar stone. And
Yeah.
that's an actual, you know, bird's eye view of it. But there's one actually, there is a American Stonehenge in Salem, New Hampshire.
That's right.
Anybody been there? We've been
Yeah.
there. It's
That's
awesome.
cool.
It's really
Yeah.
awesome. But we did go to Stonehenge last
Yeah.
year. That was really great.
That was cool.
Okay.
What do you want to say about these guys?
Well, the Great Pyramid of Gaza, the Great
Giza.
Giza, no, Gaza. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well.
Giza. The Great Sphinx and the Pyramid of, in Egypt are all aligned. See, I can't read this. Can you read it?
Yeah, with the equinox.
And our thing is not here.
The day when the day and night are equal in length. So on the equinox, we were standing between the paws of the Sphinx.
That's
and
right.
You watched the
Twice.
Sunrise there.
We did it in 2009,
Yeah.
and then there we are, right there.
Right there.
And there we are at 2012.
Paws of the Sphinx. Yep.
And
Well-
I don't know. It was amazing. You have to get up at the crack of dawn.
What's that? Oh, maybe
27, they say. There's an eclipse.
There is an
in Egypt,
eclipse, I
so
heard,
maybe
yeah.
we'll go.
So the Druids.
Yep.
What do you want to say about the Druids? You know, they didn't leave any books behind, but there's a lot of legends of these amazing
They didn't believe
kind of-
in writing, and they didn't definitely write down any of their tales. Everything was an orally passed along history and society. But you know, they believed in.
Well,
John,
the
do
earth
you-
is
do you have-
sacred.
John, do you have my computer case over there? Is there another piece of paper in there?
No, I think this is.
Oh, maybe I'm sitting on it.
Oh, you might be.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Didn't I not?
Ta-da.
No, I love the Druids, and that's why I wanted to
Yeah.
be a little bit more, accurate. I really, I love their. Well, let's see. What did I really love about them? They were the learned class. They were actually the most educated Celts, and they. Yeah, it was the 3rd and 4th century BC. This is how long ago we're talking about them, and they considered trees to be sacred, and the light of the earth. As the sun grows warmer, life begins to show through the soil. On the equinox, the pyramid of Khafre and the great Sphinx align with the sun.
That's
And
not
this
the
is a
Druids,
portrayal.
though.
This is a portrayal by a non-Druid of a Druid burning man. So burning man goes back to the Druids, and you know what that
Okay.
means to our society.
That's right. That's our tribe, right there.
Yeah.
Burning Man.
So
Awesome.
the green man is a druidry, a shamanic religion, relied on contact with the spirit world and created holistic medicines. Druids acted as priests, teachers, and judges and worshipped in oak forests. Forbidden to record their knowledge, Druids left no record of their culture. But the green man is a symbol, throughout the Emerald Isles and the British Isles, and even all over. You see the green man portrayed on taverns a lot of times because of the bacchanalian, kind of growing wine and hops and things like that. So, but anyway, they were
Also on churches, though,
churches.
Yeah.
And we have one. Do we have our picture of one?
That was back there.
Oh, you saw Hoodie
Yeah.
already. There he is. There
Hoodie.
he is. Yes.
Yeah. That's
Always got something growing out of his head
right.
every year.
So, yeah. And this is also a classic visionary art archetype, is the, kind of human and plant hybrid being, and this shows our...
Especially the man out of a tree. That's really incredible. We should do that. We have
I
some
know.
stumps like that. Sitting
Yeah,
around
no,
waiting
you're
for us to
right.
carve them.
Exactly.
Anybody want to carve a
Put the
stump?
face on that
Let
stump.
us know. Yeah, put a face on that stone.
Yeah.
Well, Hoodie
Okay.
did that. Hoodie
Yeah.
did that, and he did the
Now what-
hand, the blessing hand as you come
I
off the
think
road.
we should do that.
Yeah, people have come here and done
But it-
earthworks.
I mean, symbolically, it's all about the oneness with the nature field.
Yeah.
Now, just a word about chlorophyll. This is a miraculous thing by which we're all alive, right? Okay, we're here because we're orbiting the sun, but we're all light-powered. We're all light beings. And how and why are we light beings? Because of this green stuff. The chlorophyll, it traps sunlight. That's crazy, And what traps it? Pigment. Artists love pigment, It's green. Green, of course. Everything out there is green, and I often thought, the inside and the outside, there's something so beautiful going on there. look at the shape of that molecule. Isn't that a beautiful sacred geometry, you know, that's inside of the chloroplast? Now, this is, we breathe in what they breathe out. The trees, like, look at our lungs. They call it the bronchial tree. So we're like sucking in what they give us, and they're taking in what we give them. So it's such a beautiful back and forth that I didn't know whether you'd seen this similarity. The sacred geometry of the, basically the chlorophyll and hemoglobin, and the shape of the, you know, like the chloroplast and the hemoglobin, the red blood cells, isn't that amazing?
But look at magnesium and iron. Look at how close they are. My God.
Yeah, yeah.
They look almost alike. I'm like looking for the difference. They're amazing.
Yeah, the shapes.
Gotta have your magnesium. Gotta have your iron.
Yep. That's right. We need them both. Okay.
Well, here we
Now,
are. Here we
back
are
to
at
the show.
at the temple of Demeter at Eleusis. And Demeter was the goddess of fertility and the harvest. And her daughter was Persephone. So here we have the temple of Demeter at Eleusis. What was going on at the temple of Demeter was, people would come from Athens, and they would come in a long parade from Athens. They'd walk all the way to Eleusis to have this incredible ceremony. And but they were worshiping this goddess of the harvest. But in this picture, she's mourning the loss of her daughter, Persephone, who was tricked into, basically raped and carried away in a cart to Hades, the underworld, where she was supposed to be married to Zeus's brother, Hades. And but she ate the pomegranate seeds, and so she had to stay. But they made a bargain with Zeus, because Demeter was so bereft that she wouldn't let anything grow. She wouldn't let the harvest grow, and nothing was growing, and all the humans, the mortals, would all die, and everything would die if she didn't, get back to, being Demeter, the goddess. So a lot of things happened. There is a story of Demeter and Persephone that we did a puppet show of, that's on our CoSM.tv YouTube channel. And I really love to see you look it up. It's like Demeter and Persephone and how they created springtime. And one of the things about the creation of springtime is triptylemus. So Demeter granted, she was immortal, she was a goddess. She granted a mortal, triptylemus. Alex loves that, triptylemus. But triptylemus was the child of someone who was very, very kind to Demeter in her terrible, terrible dark depression. And so she granted him with the knowledge of agriculture. So she's basically credited by, that we have agriculture was Demeter. So they would go and do this parade to Eleusis every year. And at Eleusis, they would
retell that story, enact it, and they had multiple day long, it was like Burning Man, basically. People got together, and at one point they did take a psychoactive substance. Dr. Hoffman hypothesized it was ergot. Ergot was involved, and they did find that it was in some of these flasks that were used in the Eleusinian mysteries. So it's fascinating, and it isn't unlikely. He hypothesized it because agriculture led to the wheat fields all around the Telestrion. And so they were harvesting right around there, and it would occasionally include this specialized fungus. So they learned how to control that.
This was a national religion of Rome, of
Greece.
Of Greece for thousands of
nearly
years.
2,000 years.
Yeah.
And Plato, Socrates, Sappho were all initiates into the Eleusinian mysteries. And so psychoactive substances were there at the foundation of, our kind of the classical Western views. And
thought-
this
yeah.
is a
I thought that this was interesting that they called this. Oh, go back, please. Yeah, that they called this piece the exaltation of the mushroom, and when it's so obvious that it's
of the flower.
Yeah, the
It says
exaltation
there.
of the mushroom. I changed it to they call it the exaltation of the flower, but I changed it to the exaltation of the mushroom because it looks just like a mushroom, does it not? Excuse me. but it
Just to
does.
me. And we did see a mushroom with a kore there in Athens.
Correct.
So
That's the other name of Persephone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was magical. But anyway, here's Attis and Cybele. You want to talk about Attis and Cybele?
Wow, yeah. No, this is a loaded one. Attis was born of a virgin, and he was born, like December 25th, supposedly, and so conceived around this time, on March 25th, at a celebration called the Hilaria. So that's interesting. He was loved by Cybele, who was a goddess there. So the Attis-Cybele mysteries were celebrated on Vatican Hill, of all places. He wound up crucified and then basically was resurrected. So this is an agricultural myth. This is the dying and reborn plant-related kind of being.
The body of Attis was eaten by his worshippers in the form of bread, and he was crucified on a pine tree, whence his holy blood poured down to redeem the earth. Celebration of Attis is held.
There's some resonance with some other stories I'm familiar with.
He was born on December 25th, too.
Right. Yeah,
Anyway.
coincidence is very interesting there. But
So keep going. So here we
Yeah.
have the
Ramadan, which has just ended yesterday.
It ends on the vernal equinox. I mean, it's very specifically, and then we have.
It's been like a holy month where the eating happens after sunset, and sometimes it's done in great large groups. Now, it's celebrating this, the receiving of wisdom, the revelations from the angel Gabriel, and this ride that Muhammad had. And you can see, I just wanted to see in some of these old Persian miniatures, which are ancient but really so beautiful, that the prophet is often seen in green. And green is a very important color in Islam. And here is shown as the Qadir. And the Qadir was the spiritual ally, an invisible ally to Ibn Arabi, who was one of the greatest mystics of Islam. And he had no master that he studied with. He studied with the Khidir, who gave him teachings, and he is regarded as one of the greatest visionary masters in Islamic literature and mystical understanding.
Yeah. Oh, there. It's all about eating, isn't it? Naw-Ruz.
Naw-Ruz.
Naw-Ruz is a Persian New Year, and that falls on the vernal equinox. And I believe there's like 9 special foods, but it's so like, let's see. Naw-Ruz, or New Day, is the world holiday of ancient Persians, contemporary Iranians, and worshippers of Baha'i faith, a holy day on which the faithful do not work. Naw-Ruz is celebrated with symbols of renewal and rebirth. 7 Naw-Ruz ceremonial dishes have Persian names beginning with the letter S. And they translate as hyacinth, apples, lilies, silver coins, garlic, vinegar, and rue. And all of those, I guess, begin with the letter S in Persian. But this is kuku sabzi. I like to make kuku sabzi on the Persian New Year because it's just delicious and fabulous. And if you want me to send you the recipe, I will. Allyson at CoSM.org. Ask me. I will send you the recipe for kuku sabzi.
It is
we'll all
good.
have it. It's just greens, cheese. Now look at who's here. That's Alexa and TJ balancing an egg on its end on the Vernal Equinox. They did it. Now you don't know. You know who Alexa is. TJ's behind the curtain back there running the show. Hey, TJ and Johnny and Tor are back there.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Thank you, crew.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it can be done, can it? Oh, here's something about balance. No, I don't think that we're going to do this one. Are we going to do this?
And
balance is all about equinox. Why not go for it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
And I think just like metaphorically, it's, just like you tap into the growing kind of season of greenness and things like that, and you start to, I don't know, imagine something that you want to manifest in your life, and you connect it with this growing season, and it's like it's somehow going to empower it, And so likewise, where do we find metaphors of balance better than now? Like it's our Earth is somehow seeing what it sees, of day and night as balanced. And so it's in that way, I feel like there's some unique metaphorical opportunities and soul-based kind of opportunities.
Could I read what I wrote about balance?
Yeah.
Balance can be a metaphor for mental or emotional. No, that was the last one. Maintaining balance in life is essential for overall well-being, ensuring physical, mental, and emotional health. Our needs are met without overly emphasizing on one area over another. Overworking or personal neglect can lead to stress and burnout, while a balanced approach would help us manage and mitigate issues at the cause. Just like to remind myself.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's really true. I love that symbol there. But I discovered this idea. Many of you probably have heard this rap before, but it's called the gray point. And it's something an artist named Paul Klee made up in the 20th century. But it's the state of balance between extremes and a coming together and blend of opposites. So that's Paul. And he called it Graupunkt, which is, the gray point. And so what it is basically like if you imagine like a string, and like at the bottom of the string, it's black. At the top of the string, it's white. And then it's a gradation all the way down. So in the very center, you've got medium gray, basically. Now,
in every direction.
Yeah. Now see a sphere like wrapped around that string, and so you've got this idea of a sphere like this wrapped around the gray point. I've tried to illustrate it here. It's not an easy thing to illustrate, but you can imagine it. See, that's the diameter of the sphere. Now, if spin a sphere, then imagine that it's like all the different colors are on the outside of the sphere, just going around in a circle. But then they get tinted white up to the top, and they get tinted dark down to the bottom. So you've got all kinds of colors, like all around. And yet there is the gray point in the center. Now, the gray point is the only point in the entire sphere that has no polarity. There is no opposite to the gray point. You see, if you go off to one side, you get a little warmer, then there's a cool. You get a, you know, so you can't, so at the very center, you're neutral, but you're at observation of all the other directions all around. So it's a perfect like metaphor in a way of like our being, you know, our non-dual center, you know. And so I thought when we feel polarized in a way, you know, we may be just off in one of those corners and forgetting about like the gray point or some way of getting outside of the polar storms that we find ourselves in sometimes.
So I wanted to, at this point, bring us back to like where we are here and now. This is an aerial image of this property where we're sitting right now. This is CoSM. Both of them on both sides is CoSM, but on the right-hand side, Alex has laid a figure which is amazingly well proportioned for our land, you know, the kind of width and height it is, so that we can see that like all the buildings are kind of going right across the belly there. That's where a lot of, and the rest of it is, there's a lot of woods. We like to leave a lot of place for people to walk and have special features and things like that. And so anyway, that is the land itself. And here we are. I'd like to bring us back to the moment. We're right here. That's Lama Droma giving her blessing from the Hapung Tubtan Choling Monastery down the road. This is Chapel of Sacred Mirrors. We've all been in there now. If you've been out in the audience and you haven't been to the chapel yet, we welcome you. We hope that you'll make the journey one day. It's, you know, it's why we do these programs. And so we're going to do a little twirl about what's going on at Entheon. See, this is a project that's in progress. Entheon is a place to experience the God within. And that's what we say. It's the God within. So
yeah, because like the pantheon is like all the gods, you know. Entheon is like entheogens, you know, like to discover the divine within. Now, so
what we're doing is we have built this temple and added the steeplehead and the bronze doors and the soul birds on the patio, and we feel that this building, this was the envisioning that we've had of this building that was created with Alex and an Oscar award-winning sculptor, you know, 3D modeler that worked with Alex, his drawings, and with him for a couple of years to devise this
he wouldn't
exterior.
take a penny for it. It was Ryan Tottle. He's an amazing sculptor. And you'll see one of his pieces is kind of a guardian that we leave it by the front door as you leave Entheon. You can think of Ryan, who donated his time for 2 years to sculpt Entheon. And so, yeah, this is such a strange thing. But I'm thinking, like, imagine, like, all of us are... So if that was on the outside, we'd be like the imagination of this multi-faced being. You know what I mean? Like our collective field of imaginations that are all, you know, somehow, you know, it's creating the psychic weather of the room, you know, are the minds of the beings that are, so we would animate this being that is represented there, which is basically one head with 30 faces all around. So If you would take just even 30 seconds and try to imagine this building that we're inside of, you know, surrounded with this thing, just just for a few minutes or a few moments. Whoa.
When we come walking, we take a walk twice a day, and every time we go past this concrete building in which we are and are so grateful for every minute. Look at here. This is it. You see? This is where we are, and we love it, and it has a steeple head and bronze doors. It's got a lot of stuff, but with the
Think of what it could be.
Can't help it. It's a sculpture, you know. It's
Yeah.
a sculpture that's a building, and we have found people that are really devoted to this possibility. Let's go forward.
Right.
Oh, you
Now-
want to say this?
Okay.
Tell everybody this.
Okay. So I found this quote after we'd completely, designed the whole building. I found this quote by a 4th century Neoplatonic philosopher. Since we look towards the outside, away from the point at which we are all joined together, we're unaware of the fact that we are one. We're like faces, turned toward the outside, but attached on the inside to one single head. If we could turn around, then all at once, we would see God, ourselves, the all. Is that crazy?
Plotinus, 4th century
That's
mystic.
crazy.
Philosopher. All right. So there we see it, and
Yeah.
you know it's going to be panelized. There is a symbol.
Hold on.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Who's doing the thing?
Sure.
Okay. Let's go back. There's a symbol of the 30 world religions around each, so on the head of each forehead of each shared face.
Yeah.
And this is the way it's going to be panelized, so that I mean, this is our concept of it right now, as far as the sculptures go. That it's possible that people could fund a sculpture if they wanted to, be part of it in that way. So we have engineering drawings that we are working with an incredibly enthusiastic New York City engineering firm, led by Dane Barnes, who did these drawings of how we would do it. Okay, and they're really into it. They have been doing ornamental concrete sculpture repair in New York City for 40 years. This is the company of engineers there. So anyway, but this is a cross section of where we are, and with the ceiling and with the sort of armature that has to be put on the building. We call it a curtain wall. Let's see if I can get it to turn. There we go. This shows it all the way around. Isn't that awesome? A curtain wall. That's what we have to have. And
these are the steel structures that are like armatures that are going to attach to the sections of the face, and they will attach almost like shingles, I guess, one over the other, overlapping in such a way that most of the weather will resist any of this stuff. And otherwise, he said, you also have to have weeping seams.
because you gotta
Just in case
accommodate
some
the
moisture
weather.
gets trapped somewhere. So
They're
anyway,
very
they're
conscious of
amazing
that.
people.
This
And
shows it from the rear view, and this is one of the ways that people support CoSM is by purchasing things from CoSM. This is a particularly fine piece of bronze sculpture with a lid that we call the Entheon, and it's for your ashes or your stashes, and so you can have one for a lifetime and then use it later on. But it goes off into the future, and that's what we want to do, So there are many people who do have an Entheon, and you can have an Entheon because we are actually an interspiritual art church. Let's see now. Do we go on? This is the building. This is the vision of the Chapel of Sacred Mirrors that Alex and I shared all those years ago. And I'm just saying, we're so glad that you came to continue to support this growing community, which is really global. And, you know, anything that you feel that you know or that you can do to be a part of this or would like to find out more about, we're open to that. That's what we do. That's what we live for. So please participate if you can.
Yeah, this is actually a vision of this chapel, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And you can see kind of like the beings there in the clouds that show up. So it's the symbolism I've figured is when beings come together in oneness, they create sacred space. And so here, literally, it's a fractal of that. And the net of being it forms part of that fractal. So you can see it repeated in those heads below that create another fractal temple under that, and so on and so on. So this idea, we'd love to build it here after we put the faces on Entheon. We got ambitions here. And if we did, then we'd take our work out of Entheon and put it in this place.
Yeah.
And then this could become like just a museum of visionary art for the artists of the world and things that, anyway, that's the long-term vision, you know.
More solo shows, more group shows, more project art, more installation art could go on in here. It will always be a museum in our wishes and our dreams and our hopes, so that it will grow. Because this is a movement. The visionary art movement is a growing movement, and we all love it. So that's what we're here for. Now we have a second. We have just a couple of seconds. Everybody, stand up. Stand up. Okay. All right. Just stretch for a second. Now before we sit back down, before we sit back down, let's do 3 rolling ahs. You want to talk about what ah is all about?
Okay, well, our Tibetan teacher told us that the ah is the symbol, the sound of your primordial perfection, which they say we're all already enlightened. We just have obscurations to recognizing our already awakened state. And so this affirms its presence. And so we could think of it as like body, mind, spirit, you know, if you like, just 3.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. Take a deep breath. Blessings. Blessings. We're going to not do, I don't think we're doing blessings.
Now we're
and
inviting,
we're inviting
Alexa to return to the
stage
stage
right now.
and tell us, like,
Get
what's going to
ready.
happen
What's happening
after
tonight?
this.
We call this
What are we
future
going to
news.
do?
What's going on?
All
right.
then.
Alexa.
What's going on? Hey, how we doing?
All right, good.
Awesome.
How was the
Happy spring.
How was the all one panel today?
Oh my God, that was
was-
so incredible.
You wanna talk about
Anybody
the
was
new
at
show?
the anybody
Ivan,
here was at the all one?
Isaac,
Anybody here at
Aaliyah.
the all one panel today? Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the new show. What's
Wow.
going
The
on
artists.
down on that first floor gallery? What do we got going on down there? Tell us.
Well, it's just today is the opening of the Supernal Light show, and we are blessed that two of the artists were able to stay with us and go a little bit deeper into their work this afternoon, and Aaliyah and Chapin, who really is quite an extraordinary painter, who's got a really interesting history worth looking at, because these, I think, are important kind of innovations in figurative and visionary kind of merging. Fascinating territory.
But when you do that, I want to introduce every artist that's
Oh,
in
yeah.
the show,
No,
because
you're
that's
right.
just
I
not
should-
fair. We love Aaliyah, but then we had Isaac there.
Yep.
And he's just
Classic
sage
psychedelic
wisdom
artist,
from a seasoned artist. And then we had Vibrata Chromadoris from the Bay Area with insights and brilliance. And we had Andrew Gonzalez all the way zooming in
France.
from France,
Yeah.
where he is the premier airbrush artist of any movement, but of the visionary light. He's all about visionary light, and
Yeah.
he's so completely committed to it. So it was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
want to
cool
do more
show.
stuff like that. I mean,
Me
people.
too.
We filled the house, and everybody said you should do more stuff like that. And obviously, you want to. The artist panels are a really fun thing to do, and so we'll do it again. I'm sure something like that, interviews
Totally.
and things like that. Sure.
Thank you to the artists.
And thank
Yeah.
you to the artists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're
what
really excited about that. Definitely check out. Well, you saw, if you're in the room right now, you walked through it. You had to, because it was the first gallery that you walked into. So it's spectacular. Please enjoy it. Entheon's going to be open pretty much all night, at least till 11 p.m. And while this ceremony is coming to a close, remember that the night is still young. And this is just, well, for some of us, it's part 2 of the adventure, if you were here for the panel. But for some of you, perhaps it's only part 1 of the adventure. We have some amazing things happening tonight. After we're done here, there'll be a little intermission period, a little break period. We're crushing the timing today.
Are we doing good?
We got the cosmic
We
shuffle
all want to get on to the
deck.
after party. We know this.
Yeah, we like to get down with our bad selves. We love that. What we're going to do around 8:45, everything's going to activate all at once.
OMG.
OMG!
What you're going to see, we've never seen before.
Yeah.
It's always like that. When Perry gets involved, he wants to burn stuff.
We love it. Have y'all seen the bonfire outside? You see those?
The figures that Perry made, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
We're
Those
gonna
Titanian, Titanian Oberon.
And
Is
Oberon,
it?
that's
Yeah.
right.
That's who it
Titanian
is, for
Oberon.
sure. Yes. Thank you
The golden
for that.
ones.
I did not know. I mean, obviously, it was someone specific that I didn't know it in this moment until you just said it. So thank you for that.
We did the Yule goat for winter solstice. That
Yeah,
was
who saw the
profound.
Yule
So we had
goat?
to try to do that again. I think it's
You'll
really
go,
been great.
dude. Really cool. So we're going to light the bonfire at 8:45. Please be out there with us if you'd like to see that. We'll have the fire spinners because we have fire spinners. That's cool.
That's cool. No.
We love that. We love bonfires. We love fire spinners. And so they're going to be, you two will say a couple words starting around 8:40. And then at 8:45, we'll have the music begin, which is going to be kicked off by our boy Tunic. I see you over there. Give it up for Tunic. He's going to start it off proper for us. Yeah. After him, we have Max Field. Give it up for Max Field. And then to bring us on home. We're going to take a walk down Trip Street. Give it up for Trip Street! Who's ready to dance, dude? I'm ready to get down with the get down. The cool thing is, because we're so freaking tech savvy around here, we're going to have that music obviously in the dance hall, but that's going to be piping through the whole house. We'll have it outside. So we're unified through the bass tonight, folks. Give it up for Sounds Organic, providing the Function 1 sound system tonight. That's a Krispy Kreme kind of a sound, you know what I mean? So we're really excited about that, but there's even more amazingness among us, ahead of us. We have some live art, live painting in action. We got some dope people pushing pigments tonight. Give it up for Eileen, Rosie Rose, Illuminated Rose. We got Brian Zickafoos in the house tonight.
Brian!
Brian Zickafoos helped install those labels in that new show and for the whole building, actually. So we love this guy. He's the man. He'll be in the dance hall, holding it down with the sick hat and the glasses. We're really excited about that. We also have Steve Latta in the house. Is he in here? He might be over the gray. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
Amazing.
And we also have Dan Schaub in the house, which I don't think he's in here, but he's the mask guy. And even more, he's just extraordinary. So we're very excited about all of those artists. We also have a splash of La Speranza. Is Moss in here? She might not be. She might be in the gray house right now, but she's offering face painting tonight.
All right, get
Because
beautiful.
why not? You know what I mean? You can go over there. You can get a little splash of La Speranza. And the cool thing about her is any donation is going straight to the Entheon project. She just wants people to be activated with some
That's
cool.
so kind.
I'm going to go over there.
You getting something? Oh my God.
Why not? A little on the third eye. I'm in. I don't know if she got fake lashes or something. Let's pop them on too. I don't care. I'm super down for that. So definitely sign up for that in the Gray House shop. Definitely walk around Entheon. Check out all of that good stuff. Go to the Mushroom Cafe.
Definitely.
Definitely.
You're all going.
Go to the Cosmic Cafe, which will be in the dining hall. We have Michelle, one of our chefs. She made 100% authentic Colombian empanadas tonight.
Whoa.
And we got a vegan option for you, too. 100% corn tortillas, or whatever she does it with.
Gluten-free.
Gluten-free. Exactly. So we got drinks, we got snacks, we got water stations. We love those. Who loves a good water station? Yeah, water! So we're gonna drink a lot of water, right, you guys? We're gonna drink lots of water because we're gonna be dancing a lot tonight. So that's gonna be good. Little H2O, love that. And if at any point you need a hand, we'll clap for you. But also, we have a bunch of staff members. We got the Gentle Giants, our dedicated security team, and we also have a peer support member to make sure that you're having a good time. If you need a quiet, because we got the Function 1s, that's gonna be doing some serious vibrato through the house. So if at any point you need just a moment to ground out, or you have a question on like where the bathroom is or something, we're here to answer your questions. We're here to make sure you're having a good time. We're here to make sure that you walk away feeling, a little more whole than you did when you feeling like those crocuses coming in up through the grass there.
Yeah, but also, look around and deputize yourself and take care of anybody who you see, or let anybody know if anybody needs any help. Usually never happens, but it's nice to know that you're caring about other people, and it'd be really great to meet somebody you've never met before. That's the thing. We usually do that right here in the room, but make it your goal, if you choose to meet somebody or several people that you never met before. Just introduce yourself to each other. Be friendly. It's all about being friendly.
Maybe
making more friends.
Maybe you'll find your wife here.
It's a pyramid scheme. You know what I mean? you just meet
Of
more
love.
people. You meet more people and more people, and the love grows, and then you have a temple.
That's what it's about. We love
You
being
need
temple
a temple
builders.
for all these people that you make friends with, seriously. And a great place to meet up with them and
Totally.
to share, from not because there's a bar here or anything, or but because you had a great experience.
Amen, sister.
I don't know.
She said it.
I love
She
it.
said
I
it.
love
We
it.
heard it from her lips.
Well, Alex and
God's
I,
ears.
we okay. What is it that about it being a church? Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
It means that it exceeds us. Let's go there. That's what we wish we could do. We could just let this place belong to the people who really cared about it, and that's all we ever do. So we've been volunteers here since we moved 17, 18 years ago to this land, and yeah, I mean, it would be great to be able to, leave it to a community that would love it and take care of it. Yeah.
I think we love it, right? I think we like.
But putting those
like,
sculptures on there is going to bring a lot of interest to this place.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be the great, the great Carney Barker, the come on in, where the good heart and the good self and the good feelings and the good intentions actually live inside.
Totally.
But it is a nice Carney Barker.
I can't wait to see projections, where there'll be like a barbershop quartet, or maybe they'll have mantra, that they're each singing, that each could do a little.
Thinking, but what about the futuristically thinking?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
When the aliens land on the back
That's what I was
patio.
gonna
Alright,
say.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. You got that patio.
This is a proper hello.
It's got like
Yeah.
a nice. It's got a nice UFO-sized sign on it. Come on.
It's right there. I know. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. They come down, show me what you've got. They just get down. And we're like, whoa, don't you know? It's going to be good. Yeah. So tonight's going to be a lot of fun. We're so excited to have you here. And like you were saying, this is an enduring space. We always are doing full moon gatherings every month. Sometimes we double down with the celestials, which is very fun. And we also have some incredible learning opportunities and workshops. A lot of them actually are sold out already, which is, I'm sorry for you, but we're really stoked about that for all our teachers because it means a lot of people are down to get down with the creative energy. We need this right now, you know what I mean? We gotta make stuff, I think. That's pretty and like
To make
makes you feel
beautiful.
something.
We have to be a beacon. We have to be the light because there's
Yeah.
a lot of dark out there. There's a lot of bad out there. What
Yep.
do when there's nothing? You can. There's a lot of different things people do, but one of the things that you can do is to be a beacon of light, and to get together here is just so comforting and so wonderful. And thank you so much for making this the kind of place where people can introduce themselves to each other, and be friendly. So
Yeah, we like
have a
making
wonderful
friends.
time tonight.
We are. I want to give a shout out to two staff members who share the same birthday today. One of them is Kayla, who is the Gray House manager. She's over there right now. I hope she can hear me, Kayla. I hope you can hear me, girl, because this is about you. I love you. Happy birthday. Some of you might have interacted with her today if you got checked in with her through the Gray House. She's unstoppable, and it's her birthday, so this is kind of her birthday party, too, by default, and we're very excited about that. And it's also Carly's birthday, who does our bookkeeping, so give it up for those two. And
And
for everybody.
birthdays.
For everyone
The
celebrating.
birthdays of March.
Give it up for the staff. The staff. Some of the coolest friends that I have. Nothing like having friends that you collaborate with and then you get to just do cool stuff together. That's really great. So we're giving it up for them, and we're just so excited to be offering tonight and more. Definitely check out our workshop schedule. We just offered a bonus session with Nessie Gomez. She's incredible. Vocal Odyssey workshop. She's also performing next month at the April Full Moon. Well, actually, it's in like 2 weeks at the April Full Moon. She's only doing one other performance in the U.S. in Florida, So she's going to come up here after that, I think, and do a performance for us. And we have, your class is sold out, Rosie and Mike. Sick. Come next year for some mandala making, but we still have some open spots for Cloud Chord. He's doing producing and performing electronic music, a little visionary guitar playing class. We got the art of taro with Perry, the guy who did the effigy
Sculpture at the-
outside.
yes.
We have Randall Roberts teaching a painting workshop. We just released Sarah Vacariello. She's doing a painting the flesh, so learning skin tones, because that's kind of hard. Usually I make everyone very orange, and we know that we don't want to make skin orange. You know, I think we're over that.
If you want to learn to paint realistically, Sarah Vaccarello is amazing, and she is a star, and she teaches at SVA, and she comes up here to teach. It's like a 3-day workshop.
Yep. Patricia Watwood's doing a drawing workshop. Chris Dyer's coming back. We love Chris Dyer. He'll paint at the full moon in June. Amanda Sage, I don't know if she's sold out yet. She ain't. She's going to be doing the Mish technique. I mean, these are all, you guys have your body and soul class. You're doing a 1-day figure. Yeah,
the visionary art intensive and the visionary painting intensive have both been.
The cohort is complete.
It's done. The cohort is complete.
It's been selected.
But, think about it for next year.
The day
if you are a painter.
The day-long figure painting.
We have a day-long figure painting.
Or it could be figure drawing, but it's like one pose for, all day. So you can really study and look at volume, think a lot about what it is to evoke some person's presence and things.
If you've never tried live figure drawing but have ever thought you'd like to or might like to try it, this is a great place to. But we do have all levels there. You have Patricia Watwood joining us, and we have people who've never done it before. So it's absolutely wonderful. It's a great practice. My art is not figurative, and I enjoy the mental and exhilarating exercise of doing it. It's a beautiful thing. So join
brain
us.
exercise.
Yeah.
That's right. Hand-eye coordination, one-pointed focus.
I know, but
it actually does good things to draw. So
I know,
anyway,
but there's the
have some
luscious
fun
body
too.
aspect, Alex. The
luscious body aspect. Yeah. I agree.
Well,
I agree with that.
Don't forget to enjoy.
Yeah. We're human, man. It's cool. It's cool. Legs, arms, and stuff.
Okay.
Some other parts of the body, too. Anyways, we do that every month as well. If you want to dip your toes in, you can do just a couple-hour class, too. And we're just so grateful to have you here. If something you've experienced here tonight opens a doorway for you, we invite you to come back and hang with us and share with us your experience. We'll be around all night. Y'all be hanging around all night. And
we're going to leave here and go out to the fire right away. So if you wanted to talk to us, follow us out there. We're going to go, and then we're going to come back. It'll be open if you don't want to go.
We got some time right now. We got like 1/2 hour to stretch, do whatever you do.
Hang out a bit before the fire.
Do whatever you do for the next half hour, and we'll meet you out there at 8:40, and then we'll have our boy Tunic kick off the music at 8:45, and we'll light that fire. So I'm going to pass it to you two for the final benediction.
All right.
Have a great time tonight. I'll
Alexa,
let you
thank
close it
you.
out.
Wow. Okay. This is the benediction here. It's, let's see, dedication to love. From the core of our hearts, we dedicate ourselves to the complete and full expression of love in all our activities and in all our relationships.
Love is the soul's medicine, a refuge in our hearts, protecting us from utter despair. Finding compassion in the eyes of the beloved and the stranger gives us the courage to endure.
May love sensitize us with care and wisdom. May love help heal the sickness and wounds of life. May love enable us to forgive and accept ourselves.
May love enable us to forgive and accept each other. May love help us overcome our cruelty and bitterness, our greed and jealousy, our ignorance and delusion.
May love rule our hearts and minds, directing us to reach out, doing our best to benefit others, to heal suffering, to give gifts, to create beauty in the infinite network that is our world.
A heart of loving kindness pours creative grace into the world to alleviate pain and mend the heart net. To the healing art of love, we dedicate ourselves.
May any merit generated by this gathering be offered to the benefit and liberation of all beings.
Happy full moon.
Happy
Vernal
Vernal Equinox.
Whoops.